Alright, I'm just sitting here in the garage doing some cleanup today. Thought I'd log on, see who shows up. Spur of the moment, live stream. I got my two ball polishers there, Brunswick and AMF. Our collection of many different pens that you see in the garage on our live streams. Hey, Papa Jacob, you win. You're first. Hey, Dakota. What's going on today? Just thought I would do something different. Live stream from the garage. It's a collection of crowns out the dual gold crown masking units. Check that pin setter cover. Here's all the different pins we got from the mismatch of everything: mixers, Score King 50s, Cubicas, Lens, Amfly Registereds, Magna pins, Glomaxes, Score Kings, and we have a live guest. Come on over. Or something up. Live. Huh? Anything up? You want me to come in? Okay. Aaron was checking in with me. He didn't want to be on camera. So let's see. Where are the twister pins? They are in the machine. Let me get over here. Show you. Twister pins are in the machine. Let me read back on comments there. A2s. Sure. From the back, see the pins. Sure. Twisters do fly like crazy. All right. I'm gonna do some cycles from the back here. Well on spot. The Florida one that I've been working on, if anybody's been following my plight of getting the time delay working on this, that's what I've been working on lately. The Geneva roller for the deck shifting, if you've never seen that before. Let me second by cycle it. That's what shifts the deck right here. Watch this. There's the pin finder that makes the individual pin finders light up. Back around here, turn it off and make a little less noise so I can catch up on my messages here. Twister pins. We like the twisters. They are funny sounding though, aren't they? That's hockey sticks are coming. Let me flip it back around here. Hockey sticks are coming. I've got a shipper who's bringing them down here. It'll be another couple of weeks probably. And there's my 300 pins and my 800 series pins, all that good stuff. Let's see, some other cool stuff laying around here. There is old Brunswick parts catalog, like from the 60s. It's pretty cool. Have you ever had to order anything spare parts for the lane thing. Actually, it's got pin setter parts in here. I didn't know that. I need to get that, the cross conveyor tensioner. I don't have one of those. It's kind of neat looking through all the old. There we go. How cool is that, huh? Let's see. Reading messages again here. You want to know what I have to do for the A conversion? Well, there's all the small part. Let me flip it over here. There's all the small parts from the reset solenoid, the different linkages and stuff, but the bigger pieces are still coming. There's a lot more to it. I've got to re-weld that piece on there, that top piece you see, that's part of the ball lifts to get the actual A lift on there. Got a spare detector, shotgun, some other stuff that I'll never use probably, but I got spare parts off the 4th pin setter. Some AMF Magic Score stuff. There's the red triangle that I had up a couple weeks ago with the inserts. Magic Score, I was going to try that in the garage, but it didn't work out. I got a bunch of other mask unit parts and stuff over there. So let's see what we got. Yeah, there's a lot of glows. I got 25 looks like. Plus I've got one or two in the box full of, it's like one of everything is in these 2 cases. You got mixers, Score Kings, Cubicas, lens pens, Glow Maxes again, Score Kings, Magna pens, which are magnesium. We had those in before. Those are bricks. There's a lot more to do the A conversion. I'm going to do a whole video on it when the time comes. There's quite a bit of different things you have to do to it. I do have the AMF mask unit. Yes. I'm not sure which Streamline version number that is, but I've got that mask unit. And also I got this cool thing. I got up in Amarillo at Eastridge Lanes. It's a strike indicator they had up on their AMF machines way back. And it's wired up, or I guess each one would light up, goes down this plug. Here's the control box for it. I've never been able to find anything on it, but it's the Strike-A-Lite product. So if I can figure out a way to wire that up, I'll hook it up to everything. Let's see. Bruce, I've got a thing called Score More on there now. It's a free thing, works off a webcam, and it's been working pretty good. It's taken a lot of work to get all the little bugs worked out of it, but I think we got pretty much got everything worked out of it now. So we got automatic scoring, I think, figured out finally. I'd like to get a Star Shield Papa Jacob. Looking at maybe one from Southern Louisiana, but I don't know. That's up to the owner and what she's going to do. But if I ever find a Star Shield, I'd like to put one up somewhere in the garage. I'll find room for it somewhere. What's up, Fosbear? Can you get on top of the pin setter and do some pin setting? All right, I can do a cycle or two. Let me climb up. My makeshift ladder that I made for the side of the kickback. I hope I'm not making everybody dizzy. All right. Got the old Otis green pin setter. That's a 2x4 ladder. It works. I couldn't find anything specifically for what I needed, so I just made it. restricted drop. I just did a video on that and uploaded it yesterday or the day before about how that works. There's the 4-to-1. I may need to replace that for the A mod. Still got the dual cams on there. And that is the scoring system. It runs off that white gear thing. That's for the scoring system. There's a switch on the other side that makes it score right when the machine starts cycling. And that's the strike indicator there. That's the second ball solenoid. And I've got the wires running those little wooden blocks on there. If you've seen those and wonder what I was doing. The wooden blocks, I'm trying to get like a gap between the metal and the wire because I was getting a lot of electrical interference, and that was something I was trying out to see if putting a piece of wood in there to deaden it would help. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. I'm reading messages here. Yeah, it'd be a lot to switch pins right now while I'm doing all this stuff. But these are the twisters. They're in. I got a few more. Y'all may have seen them on eBay. Somebody had like 7 of them on eBay the other day, and they dropped the price on them. I bought them. Ended up being one of them was different than the rest of them. Let me go show you that one. The garage is a little bit of a mess. I've been cleaning it up today. Oops. Shuffling stuff around the garage is a never-ending battle. All right, I'll show you this. The twisters all came. They had the other logo on the back. Let me flip the camera here. There's that twister that had the older logo on the back. It was kind of neat to find that in there. We weren't expecting that. So that is the one that's going to go on the shelf along with my gold twister and the other magnesium pin. This was actually in a fire and I cleaned it up. If you look at the back, it's blackened on the back, but I thought it was in pretty good shape, so I cleaned it up. Got most of the fire damage off of it. All right, go back to the back here. Sit down and read your messages. All right, what do we have? Oh yeah, I'd love to get a Star Shield, Fosbear. There might be some available, but as I say, that's up to the owner, and we're waiting to hear back. Eagle pens, that's kind of cool. I don't even think I've got one, or I think I have one, but it's not in the greatest of shape. How did the twisters do back then, I wonder, in the National Bowling Stadium? I don't see them much. They're fun. If you notice in the garage, they fly all over the place while we're bowling up here. We can't get anything else to kick out like them. Mike, I know every time we mention putting in the twisters, he kind of frowns a little bit, but I think he's got a really, they are the best ones to kick out. We can hit deadwood all the way up. I think we even hit Aaron in the last feed. One of them rolled up and actually hit him. So what does anybody else got to say? Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do with them. I'm talking to somebody about them, but she may sell them to a bowling center. They'll take everything, which I think is what's going to happen from what I've heard. Otherwise, if they're available, I'll drive down to get one. It's about an 8-hour drive, but I'd love to get one. And even if one's broken, I'd like to make a single lane Star Shield if possible. Duck pins will be here in about 2 weeks, hopefully, when everything else shows up. I've got a shipper who's got some parts for me and 32 cases of Magna pins that I'm getting for a local bowling center. He's bringing those in a couple of weeks, hopefully, and have some other stuff. And I've even got an A2 pulley coming. If you've never seen a Brunswick machine run on an A speed, or A2 speed, it's crazy. I'll do it like for one weekend, but I wouldn't do it to this machine on a regular basis. Let's see. If you ever woke up in the middle of the night and decided to go bowl a few frames? No, last night was tempting. I couldn't fall asleep last night. But I got up, went back to bed, and finally fell asleep for the night. But we're right outside the apartment, and I had to wake Aaron up. He wouldn't be happy about that. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to try to get some duck pins, and we can bowl on that sometime. It'll take a little bit of work setting them up each time, but some person wanted to take the remaining pin setters and rebuild the place. I don't know. Anything's possible. You know, hopefully the pin setters can still be used. Maybe somebody will do it. I'd like to see somebody make the effort instead of just getting a bulldozer and bulldozing the place. It's sad that it happened. It just kills me that a place like that got hit, like with the hurricane a couple weeks ago. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, Fosbear can tell you more. I forget the name. Uma, down in Louisiana, had the hurricane hit and took out 16-laner, I believe. Had star shields. It's terrible. I've only got 6 duck pins, but I have a friend who's got some more, so hopefully we can get 10 of them. Hopefully somebody will take them all and rebuild the place, Fosbear. Hopefully somewhere close for you. 6 lanes of your local center like that. Which one is that? You got another place down there? I mean, the star shields or what? Plenty of mosquito repellent. Mosquitoes love me, so 24 lanes. I'm sorry. That was close. All right, who else has got comments, questions? Anybody want to see anything? Hope you can hear me okay. I've got a microphone plugged into my iPhone that I'm using instead of our regular stuff. Yeah, I've heard about that with candle pin, I guess, and duck pin. You just leave whatever's there. I'm gonna have to read up on the actual process of it before we get it, and then how we're gonna do it. I guess we'll just have to unplug the pin setter motor, and we'll set them by hand and throw the ball and have somebody in the back to grab the ball and somebody else set. And it'll take a little bit of work, but it'll be fun. No updates on the pin setter here, just waiting on parts. Been working on the 4-to-1 trying to get the mechanical time delay to work, and it's just not working. So, a progressive bowling pin set, yes. Let me go up and show you this cool set of bowling pins. You can probably see them off to the side while we're doing our thing live, but they're in a bowling alley up in Ohio, and Beth Meyer, that's watching right now, got them for me. But here's the actual stages of a pin from the initial centerpiece to the blocks of wood once they're glued together. And there's the first turn on the lathe of it, what comes out. Then there's one a little bit more done. There's more of a finished product. There's first clear coat, last couple of coats of white. They're pretty dirty. I wanted to clean them up, but then at the same time I didn't want to clean them up. But it's kind of neat looking at what a bowling pin starts out looking like. It's kind of hard to believe that turns into that, but that's what it is. All right. Get back here again. Let's see. Do you ever think you'll get a GSX? Heck no. I like the Brunswick automatic. I am, and especially a string pin setter, no. I don't know what company they came from. Mike seemed to think they're Vulcan, but I've got another Vulcan pin and it doesn't have the exact same size to it. So there's no markings on them either, so we're just kind of guessing what they are. But it's a really cool set of pins. I saw them on a shelf. The guy was clearing out the bowling alley, and Beth's gonna hate me. Archbold. I think that was it, how I pronounce it. They're closing the bowling alley, and the guy went around and took pictures, and I saw those pins on a shelf, and we cut a deal on it. And Beth went down to try to rescue some parts off the pin setters, but by then They had already taken a forklift and ripped everything out, dumped it in the parking lot, and I think a scrapper came along and took all the pin setters. I hate hearing things like that. But I saw the pins on the shelf, we cut a deal, I got them, rescued them, and now they're up in the garage. Let's see. No GSX, don't know what company they came from. Half-scale pins? I don't have any half-scale pins in here. Which ones are you talking about, Beth? Let's see. I agree, Papa Jacob. No string pin setters. Let me do a little bit more showing here. Got my Astroline scoring manual for the Brunswick Astroline scores with the wood grain matching manual from the 70s. Got pin setter manuals here. I've got almost every manual you could think of on Brunswick equipment up here, from the ball return, seating, ball polisher. Oh, I even found this. Let me show you the old ball polisher here that still works. And I found the manual to go along with it, which is pretty kind of cool. And then I've also got the Acme line manual catalog. I put some pictures up the other day. I don't know if everybody saw them or not, but it actually, these are like 1949, 1950, and look at the pins that you could buy back then, and it explains what each one is. The bowling balls for sale at the time. They even had their own line of pin setters they're coming out with. This in here somewhere. Let's see. Ball cleaners, ball bags, shoes, trophies. Where is that? There we go. How about a bowling pin crate? I actually have that crate here in the garage. Buy it for a couple of dollars. Seating. How about their own line of pin setters? They must not have gotten very far with them, because I've never even seen or heard of them. But let me show you the crate here. That's the actual crate in the catalog. That's pretty cool there. All right, let me get back to comments. Oh, let me flip the camera back around. 3 more cycles, but at the pinwheel, at the turret before I go. Sure, I can do that. You want it from the back behind the machine? Oh, I love the Astroline scoring, Bruce. We'll have to talk about that more. All right. So you wanted me to do it from behind the pin setter? Move my catalog out of the way. No matter which way the pin comes up, it turns it around butt first. Here comes 10 more. We'll go around the side here. couple more cycles of the pin setter. Hopefully that's what you wanted. All right, let's see, comments. I hope so, Papa Jacob. I like your enthusiasm. I really do. Need more people like you in the business. A's. Oh, I'd go with A's if I had my choice. I love the A's just for the mechanical aspect, but I guess if you had a whole bowling center, A2s would be more realistic as far as operation. But for one in the garage, I want to go with the A. I want to convert it back, which I think I've told everybody that already. That'll be a little project here in about 2 weeks, hopefully. Fosbear asked for that. Yeah, the back of the kickback was higher. I can show you the difference because this used to be an A. Let me show you the difference here. So this kickback is straight across, but if you look, there used to be a bracket right here that was cut off. They added this to it. In the back, they added this to it with the much bigger slug. The bracket was way up here. So if you follow that across, the bracket would be about here on the back, here on the front. So the kickback came up one level, then rose up again to a higher level to where the back of it was. Then you had a taller set of lift rods in the back as well. Let's see, I'm reading comments again. Half scale pins that are setting with the progressive set. Still don't know which one you're talking about, Beth. Oh, up with the progressive set, yeah. They're a Vulcan, like salesman sample pin or something like that. And then one came from the National Bowling Stadium thing here in Arlington when they opened up. It was kind of a promotional thing that they gave out. A friend of mine went to it and got it. Not always on the triggering. The place I bowl with at USA Bowl, yeah, I bet they do burn through them like crazy. They're not supposed to be operated every single time the pin setter runs. At least on those, the A2 ones I think are more durable. The USA Bowl, if you look, those look like A's, but they're A2s. They've taken out the shotgun mechanism, the rake release, and the scoring system operates the pin setter. So whenever the ball passes the line, it gives the delay, and then that's why you see the rake and the deck drop at the same time, just like an A would. But they're truly A2s, but the scoring system is being used to take over that. They used to have a scoring system before where the shotguns actually did work, but they always have the electronic triggering now, just, you know, which is kind of nice, especially since some of the reset buttons don't work at USA Bowl, so it kind of creates a problem. Let's see. Yeah, the A2 ones get triggered every single time you throw the ball, and think about that. That's a lot of wear and tear on that linkage, the little bell crank, the solenoid. And it's a different type. It's got that little plunger just sticks up in there, whereas the other ones are more mechanical. I know they're different, but yeah, I don't think they're only there to be used when you push the reset button every once in a while. Well, they used to use it with the shotgun. The scoring system worked. They just had the little switch on the side of the pin setter normally, the 44 or 144 switch. And that would tell the pin setter, hey, you know, score now. And which I've got it set up on there, the 44 switch. And what's up, Kevin? And yeah, the 44 switch and the 144 switch, you know, on first ball you score at 44 degrees, second ball you score at 144, which is like the absolute last second before the pin setter would be touching the pins on first ball, and 144 right before it sweeps on second ball. Favorite bowling place as a kid probably would be Bowlerland. There's a video on, if you look at my YouTube page, I've got under the playlist, I've got it broken down into different lists. It's kind of neat. And under, I think it's old bowling alleys, I can't remember what I called it, but it's a news story that the local news did back in like 1976, I think, at Bowlerland, about the time I would have been bowling there. But they had the old Gold Crown mask units and Gold Crown ball returns, and they had the old clangy pinwheels. I remember you come in on Saturday morning, they had swept all the lanes and all the pins were knocked off into the pit. So we came in on Saturday morning, they turned all 32 lanes on at once, and you'd hear all 32, pinwheels clanging at the same time, and all the strike indicators come on, and as everybody cycled all the lanes. It was kind of a neat thing. That was Saturday morning for me. That was cool as hell. Then Don Carter's opened up, and they had the Astroline scoring, and that was kind of like the first place ever that had, I think Foreign Bowl already had it, but Don Carter's was like they came in and just blew into Dallas and, took over. They put in the Astroline scoring, which was like the first automatic scoring. It was these huge, if you look at the old Quaker States back in like 79, 80, you'll see the old scoring systems on there. Or again, look at my playlist on the Garage Bowling Alley page, and you'll see one just called Astroline. And you can actually see some videos some I posted when they were bowling back at Golden Triangle, and I think Foreign Bowl, and somewhere else too, I can't remember. But they had the old Star Shields and the Astroline scoring, and you could see the machine stopping at 270 every time till you identified on the console. It was kind of neat to have that system in there. I know the mechanics hated it because they were a nightmare. I think they had 220 volts to those things, so you had 58 lanes, 29 of those scoring systems. Imagine the electric bill for that place back then. They do need to replace that rake arm on 19. I talked to the owner about it. I thought he said they put a kit on there, but then I watched it when it was running and it was flopping all over the place. So let's see. Yeah, where was that, Rip? With the 4 lanes, I'm sure that's been a while back now. But yeah, they'd stop at 270 till you go up on the console. You had to identify, there's 6 spots on each side, and you had to have the little slider thing, and you had to push it down and move it to who was ever up, or else if it was you bowling, you just push it and re-identified yourself, but it would stop at 270 every time, waiting for you to identify, and that's how the scoring system worked. I think Foreign Bowl had it where it didn't have a scanner. Don Carter's had an actual scanner, the AS80s, or I think it was whatever it was before that, but they had the scanners like that. But Foreign Bowl had it fixed where the deck would come down on first ball and second ball, and it used the pin finders to calculate the score, so it'd come down 2 times first and second ball. Steelwood Lanes in Morgan City. I'll have to look that up. Remind me of that later. Morgan Steelwood Lanes. Yeah, send me a private message if you would, Fozbear. So I won't remember that. I want to look into that for sure. See you later, Fozbear. Oh wow, Foreign Bowl had the 4-lane version. Don Carter's had the 2-lane version. 38, 39, 40 Rob for parts. Magic score from Astroline scoring. There's got to be somebody who's got some Astroline scoring units sitting around somewhere. It'd be cool as hell to find one of those. And I'm sure they don't. None of them would work anymore. It'd be a nightmare to try to get them to work. I've got the manuals. I'd love to try to get one to work, but God, it'd be a nightmare. Yeah, I've got magic scores sitting over here. I was gonna hook up in the garage when I first started doing this. I got them out of Eastridge Lanes up in Amarillo, but they decided, or I tried doing it here. I tried wiring it up. I couldn't get it to work right. I couldn't get it to function. I got the grid up on the TV screen. That was about all I could do. So I finally ditched on it when Scormore came along. Joachim over in Sweden developed it, and it's pretty cool. It works with a webcam, a little Arduino computer board, and the 44 switch on the pin setter, or it works off the laser, with the ball passing a light beam. You can do it several different ways, but he worked on it with me to get it working off the 44 switch. So we've been working on it, tweaking it, and trying different cable configurations, because sometimes they're too long and too short and they cause electrical interference and all kinds of issues. So I think we finally got a happy medium on the setup, and it seems to be working really good. We didn't have any problems the other day. There's another house I want to go to up in Hereford, Texas. It's up near Amarillo. Evidently they still use 8230s and Magic Score. I want to go up there maybe in a couple of weeks or at some point. And I want to take these Magic Score parts to them. They said they'd love to have them. It'd be neat to see their place. Are the little drawers behind your pin setter parts? Actually, some of them are. Let's see. Oh, you actually met them, TCAS. Yeah, it's true. The sheets, you wouldn't be able to find those sheets. I actually found a picture of them. Somebody was taking out their console, I think, the front desk, and found a sheet stuck behind them. Actually, here, let me show you. Now, this is just like, I have parts. I got screws and everything, and tons of little drawers here. Anything, rubber grommets, hog rings, wall anchors, whatever. But yes, you come down here. There's my X washers for the pin setter, and one little drawer of pin setter parts. But then I've also got pin setter parts there, and I got pin setter parts over there too, along with a bunch of cool old bowling stuff that I've come across. Yeah, I try to be organized, but you can tell how well that's working. I'm trying. And on the top shelf, you see all the gold crown, double gold crown masking unit crowns. Got about 10 or 11 of those. Even got another Telescore, the AMF and Brunswick ball polisher. And there's another orange version, the newer version of that ball polisher up front by where Aaron sits when we're doing our live shot. He's sitting right next to it. And of course, Trixie, the 57 Chevy. Yeah, I'm going to go out there and do a video of it if I can up at Hereford and get some video of the 8230 and the Magic Score and maybe bowl a couple of games. That'd be cool as hell. Oh, okay. That has been a while. Doing good, game show. How many 7-tunes do you try in the garage? We do some, but I mean, after a while we made it. So, but every week is fun just to hit it and see if we can pick it up. I think I've only picked it up once myself, but yeah, the 57, she needs a transmission job right now. We took her on a long road trip, me, Aaron, and Mom. My mom's almost 92 years old right now. We went on a long drive in it about a year, I think it's been about a year and a half ago. Went all the way up from Dallas to Wichita Falls, cut across to Duncan, Oklahoma, stayed the night, and then drove down to I think it was Lake Murray, had lunch, and drove back, all in the 57 Chevy. It was so fun. Got lots of pictures, good memories of that. And let's see. Tony, what are we spelling out here? I gotta go back here. Up the following in your workshop. Whoops, trying to read all the messages here. Okay, I don't think that's called for, but yeah, I don't. If you're here to chat, but let's not do that. They still use the 44-144s. I wasn't sure if they still did or not. But yeah, it was a great trip, Charles. Good. I think Aaron must be on helping me out here. Yeah, we'll definitely take care of him. I'll figure out what the deal is with that. Aaron must be on the ball. I think he's cooking dinner and keeping an eye on things for me here. We do a slideshow where Mr. Yeah, I do need to do that. Has everybody been keeping up with Mr. Bill? And then at the same time, do people know what Mr. Bill is? I love doing mechanical work, Charles. Yeah, I got this car. Let me flip it around here. I got it. It was sitting in a field up in Oklahoma about 8 or 9 years ago, I think. I can't remember. 8 or 9 years ago, and it basically hadn't been driven in about 20 years. It was sitting on 4 flats. I got a lot of pictures. I had to put a video together of it, but brought it home. One brake worked. The engine ran, and that was about it. The insides are rotted and gone, and it was pretty bad, but I've kept it original. It's still got the Power Glide 2-speed transmission, 283. But I redid the interior, did some floor pans on it that were rotted out. Put the new interior in the car, kind of buffed up the paint job, repainted a little bit of it, replaced everything, got her back into perfect driving condition, and actually drove it quite a bit to work and back. But as I say, it's just kind of falling to the side right now because it needs a transmission job, because every time I drove it, it would start spitting transmission fluid up everywhere, and it shouldn't do that. So let me go back to questions here. Yeah, that's why I like the pin setter. I like the 57 Chevy. I'll try that, but as I say, every time I drive and I'd stop, it would start smoking, and I'd look at it and the fluid would just be pouring out through the fill port, like it was building up back pressure inside the transmission somehow. And I'd service it, drive it, and it would start doing it again, and it just got to where, you know, I knew the fluid was low, but yeah, when I drove it, it would start overflowing again. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on with it. Having for dinner, I believe I heard some sort of chicken and spinach gnocchi. Sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, she does look good. I need to get her out and go for a little drive around the neighborhood at least. Get some fluid in it and run it. Hey Kevin, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I won't be on a whole lot longer, I'm sure. And yes, I love the turquoise. Tropical turquoise is the actual color. Let's see. Dad always got me out in the driveway with him when he was working on his car, and like, get out here and watch me change the spark plug wires. Help me change, you know, spark plugs. You know, open the hood, and I think it comes from my grandfather too. He was very mechanical, and I've heard lots of stories. He died long before I was born. I never got to meet him, but everything I heard about him is how big of a mechanical person he was, and it was kind of, I guess I just kind of inherited that from everybody else in the family. Yeah, I've got to pull the transmission one day, maybe get it overhauled or have it towed somewhere. And we should do some kind of a raffle. We got some pins maybe we could give away. Yeah, I'll go get a bottle of it and put it in there with some transmission fluid, but you know, I don't understand what the deal is, but fluid starts coming out, and then it's smoking, and then the transmission is slipping because it doesn't have enough fluid in it. So but, yeah, it is fun to work on airplanes. I do get to go to work and walk around 787s and 777s and Airbus planes at night. And it's kind of fun. It's one of those jobs, I don't know if I'd ever retire from it. I kind of enjoy being out there at night, and sometimes we get to taxi the airplanes, and it's just kind of a cool thing to do. It does sound very familiar, Rep. I do miss the Mad Dog, actually. It's funny, Aaron and I, if you look on my videos and scroll way down, we flew to Cleveland on it like a week before they retired, the MD-80s. And we were on 501, the last American Airlines MD-80 in the fleet at the time. The rest of them were all TWA planes. But 501 was still in the fleet, and Aaron and I went up to Cleveland on 501 like a week before they retired him. So I got a really great takeoff video and in-flight video if you're into airplanes. September 19 for the video. Aaron's on. Hi, Aaron. From the kitchen, I'm sure. Favorite soda? I'm a sucker for Dr. Pepper, the real Dr. Pepper, or just a Mexican Coke. I don't know about where you live, but around here we can get the bottles of Mexican Coke they bring up, and they're made with pure cane sugar, not the corn sweetener. They're actually made the correct way. And I got the Dr. Pepper machine that works still that I put them in, and we drink from it every week while we're bowling. Yeah, I've been on nights for a long time, but you know, I don't know that I could ever give up midnights. I'm just kind of used to it. You know, I come home in the morning, I've got a couple hours I can do things if I need to. I sleep during the day, then I get up in the afternoons, I have more time. I have the evening at home, and then go to work at night. I do it for 4 nights, then I come home and I have 3 nights off. So I don't know that I could wake up to an alarm clock at 4 o'clock in the morning and just be beat over the head like that. That's just painful. Yeah, it is. Mexican Coke is amazing. 13th time. Try buying the old Brunswick zone. Oh, is that the one up in Denver that y'all are talking about? Somebody else messaged me about that. Yeah, I worked for a bowling center for about 2 or 3 years. Don Carter's started at Don Carter East and then went to Don Carter West. And also, if you look down at my videos from, I can't remember when I uploaded it, about 6-7 months ago, I have a video of me bowling up there like 30 years ago. So you see a 30-year younger me up there bowling after league one night. We used to have to test the scoring system, of course, you know. There he is. Aaron's with us. Yeah, we don't have any old bowling alleys around here at all. What do we watch on TV? We have a variety of stuff we watch. I sleep through half of it, but that's just me in the evenings. I never met Don Carter. I wish I had. I know that he came up to Don Carter for some of the Pro Tour stops, but I never went up there for any of those. Mike did, though. I don't know if he ever met Don Carter, though. Yeah, there's an old bowling alley up here in Garland, Jupiter Lanes. They used to be like a 24 lane. They had the old, I think they're not Crown Imperial. The ones that had the big screen in the middle where the pin boys could look through from the back to the front. That Jupiter carpeted over them, but they still had those mask units up, I think, when they closed. Oh yeah, Jeopardy. If you're not watching Jeopardy, we weren't until Alex Trebek died, and we kind of watched the last episodes just to watch Alex Trebek. Is kind of, you know, sad to see, you know, knowing that he had passed, and we got to watch the end of it. Then we just kind of got into watching it every day. But now Matt Amodio has been on there, and we've been watching it every day, and we always laugh. I think day 4 is always the one where if anybody comes back, they never make it past day 4. And here comes Matt Amodio, and he is on a roll. I think he's done 30 shows now in a row. He's up like $1.1 million. It's crazy. It's just fun watching him just annihilate everybody on the show when he's on there. So yeah, if you get a chance, if you're not watching Jeopardy, watch it. It's kind of cool to watch Matt work and kill him. Wow, what were the serial numbers, I'm wondering? I saw up in Cleveland at a closed center the gearbox. It was serial number 889. Like, man, I would love to have the full setup of that, as I got 3690. Actually, a few parts of mine are different. Wherever it came out of, they took it apart in pieces and then pieced it back together. I think the electrical box on mine is like a few numbers off of 3690, but the moving deck is 3690. The elevator's 3690. There's serial numbers on everything. I was kind of surprised. Let's see, 1.158. Oh, we keep wishing to do $99 on the end. So if he would get it right, even that number out. Oh wow, yeah, we got a bunch of old bowling balls on the rack over here. 3200s. That's where mine at. 3690. A year older. And you say those are all gone now? First car I owned was a 1961 Impala, which was my grandfather's car that I was talking about a minute ago. He died in, I think, 1962. So he had just bought the car, but it was a 61 four-door Impala, light blue color. I mean, it was a beautiful car. Didn't have very many miles on it either, but my grandmother moved from La Forge, Texas to Tennessee in '82, and she gave us the car, and then she bought her a little Ford Escort when she moved up there. She didn't want a big car anymore. So that was my first car to drive, and learned to drive in and got my driver's license in a 1961 Impala. I still wonder what the heck happened to that car. It's got to be around somewhere. It's in too good a shape. I hope nobody crapped it out. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy every night. We haven't seen today's. Yeah, we'll watch it here in a little while after dinner. Yes, Mike does have the AMF Crown bowling pin. Evidently, he says there's is a big no-no for those things, and there's very few of them, evidently. Thank you, game show host. Yeah, that's why I think I like the 57 Chevy, because having the 61 Impala just kind of gave me a better respect for the older cars. So, dinner is ready, I'm being told. So, I am going to have to sign off here. Thanks for checking in, everybody. I thought this would be something different, just sitting here talking and seeing who shows up. Showing off a few things in the garage. We'll see you be live probably Saturday from the garage, depending on Mike. And we'll, of course, be live from USA Bowl on Monday night. Thanks for checking in. If you got any questions, comments, or anything, private message me. Private message the group. Contact us. And give me any feedback. If you got anything cool, old bowling stuff anywhere that you know about, let me know. I'm always looking. Be cool to have anything. Give it a good home here in the garage bowling alley. So, all right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for checking in. See you later.